Yes.
But yes. So we will definitely be talking about this beautiful. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. I love the covers. Who did the cover for this one?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Was it Sylvia?
It was either Sylvia or JJ.
Okay.
It looks like a familiar style, but I don't know which artist.
Let's see if I can find out real quick.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous. I mean, very eye-catching.
Yes.
Very well laid out. I love the font. Easy to read. I mean, it ticks all the boxes for what you want in a cover.
Absolutely.
We got Anita there. Hey, Anita, how we doing?
Anita.
So yeah, cover is very important. I mean, it's the first thing that people see. A lot of people do judge books by the cover, and
absolutely.
As soon as they see it, they either yes or no it. Anita thinks it's a gorgeous cover too.
Yes,
it fits. It fits with your style of covers, Jane.
Yes, it does, and that's why I was like, "Oh, look at that! Look at the pretty."
If I'm not much mistaken, did I not see Hook being teased on Facebook earlier?
Yes, you did. I finished that. I have my edits on my Kindle today, and I did not do it this evening when I got back from the bar. So, yeah.
Hi, Rebecca.
Well, right drunk, edit sober. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
I can't do it. I can't write drunk.
I can't write drunk either. It's okay.
Oh,
okay,
I have.
Good. I don't feel so bad. Like,
I am a sleepy drunk. Like, I get drunk and all I want to do is like lay around and watch movies.
Yeah.
And eat.
Yeah.
And eat. I do love to snack.
Snacks are important.
Well, we better get this show on the road. We've already got a couple of people watching in the chat. Hey, Anita. Hey, Rebecca. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Spilling Ink. We're the talk show that takes you behind the book to meet the authors and professionals in the publishing industry. And we've got some more authors to introduce you to, some newcomers to our show, and part of the, you just saw it, Rituals and Ruins box set. I'm going to flash that up again because it's so pretty. It is so pretty. And that's coming out when?
October 4th.
Oh my goodness,
so
that's so soon.
Less than a month. It's less than a month. So that's coming out on October 4th, and Tainted Minds coming out on October 4th. So I did a bad thing with two releases on the same day.
Busy.
Yeah. And as you say, Hook will probably go in the middle of October. So.
Oh my goodness. Well,
it was JJ King who did the cover.
Okay, JJ King. Yep. Okay.
Well, let's do some introductions before we dive on in. Let's go with, is it A.L. Kessler?
Yes. I'm A.L. Kessler. I'm mostly known for my Here Witchy Witchy series.
Oh, that's a good name.
And I'm excited to be part of the Rituals and Runes box set. My book, The Mark, is in it. And I had a lot of fun writing it. So I'm super excited for the release.
Ooh, any non-spoiler teasers about what The Mark includes?
It is a demon and a hunter story.
Oh, okay. Okay, sounds good. And Patricia, would you like to tell us a little about yourself?
Sure. I am Patricia D. Eddy. I'm probably most well known for my romantic suspense series, Away from Keyboard and Gone Rogue. But I do love to write paranormal and have several paranormal series out there. My contribution to Rituals and Runes is Runebound, which is about a witch who is also a rune caster and a werewolf, and the end of the world, and evil doing and massive
all
plots,
the good stuff.
Lots of intrigue. Yes,
all the good stuff. Yes. Now for the box set, they are shorter. They're novella length, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Give or take.
Yep.
Yes.
Now, when you do these, do you use them as like lead-ins to another series that you're writing, or is it just a standalone fun project?
I did it as a standalone fun project.
I did too, but at the same time, I built enough into it that it may become a lead-in to something else. I'm not 100% sure yet.
I like that. Leave the threads open so you can pull on them if necessary.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I like them. I haven't done a box set in a while, but I always liked the ideas that kind of give you springboards when you do a story specifically for, a box set with a certain genre or a certain theme that, that they want in there. And even if it's not something you typically write, it kind of, sometimes it creates a new fun thing for you to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jane, you have one of your fairy tales in there.
Yes, I have Jasmine in this one.
Oh, that's a pretty cover too.
Yes. That's my genie.
I got to beta read Jasmine, and I'm very happy with Jasmine. Jasmine is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, so I have that in there, and that's what I mean. Hook is number 10 in the Fractured Fairy Tale series. So
now, is that the last one, or was there another one?
Hook will be the last one.
And
But
then
I
you're
have
gonna do the big
in this one, and then I'm going to be next year. I'm going to be doing a 1 through 10 omnibus with it, special cover and everything.
I need that when you put that one out.
Definitely,
I absolutely need that one.
Definitely.
I love collecting pretty books for my bookshelf, and that one will be a pretty book and full of wonderful stories too. But I know Jane with her cover addiction, it'll be a gorgeous cover.
Yes, it will. Well, I have my cover artist Cora set to do that. I think in January or February for that one, because I won't be able to publish it until it's out of the set. So
let's talk about the set a little bit. What drew you to this particular box set? Was it just because it's aiming for a list, or was the theme something that you were interested in? Whoever wants to go first.
For me, it was a little bit of everything. I had heard good things about other sets that had been done in this by the publisher, and I definitely I wanted to, the list aiming part was definitely attractive, but at the same time, for me, in partially because most of my books are romantic suspense, and that is sort of my bread and butter these days. I wanted an excuse to write paranormal again too, and because I love my paranormals, and I don't always get the chance to focus on them as much because the other series are just in general more successful. So it was a little bit of everything really for me. I mean, the cover was gorgeous, and so you can tell a lot about how a project is going to run if they put good quality into it. And so seeing the cover and going, okay, this is really good quality. All right, these are people that I want to be in business with. I want to work with. So a little of everything for me.
I worked with the publisher on a couple different box sets through the last year or so, and so I kind of just jumped on. Witches are my jam, hence the Here Witchy Witchy series. And the list run, I've never done one before, so I thought, why not give it a try?
Right.
So you went in with no expectations of what the list runs would entail work-wise.
I knew that it was going to be a lot of work. I've got several author friends who have done list runs, and they kind of gave me a heads up on the amount of work. But it's definitely a new experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, has the workload, because it's spread across, all the people who are participating, right? Has the workload been manageable? Not too much different than what you would do normally marketing, or is it really, putting you through your paces?
For me, some of it's putting it through my paces because I was assigned a task that I'm not super familiar with, which was creating TikTok teaser videos.
That was going to be my next question.
It was completely new experience for me in that aspect. With the social media posting and such, that's normal. That's worked into my normal marketing workload, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, my next question is going to be on the TikTok part, but Regine says list drum. I don't recognize that word.
If only there was more rum involved.
Yes, that would definitely be better.
For those that don't know, a list run is a box set that is trying to make one of the bestseller lists through the combined effort of marketing and sales. So it's a pretty lofty task. I mean, it's not that easy to make. Is that a mouthwash? Oh, Rebecca. It's not that easy to make those lists, and using the combined effort, you have a better shot at it. I think it's not a guarantee, but there is a chance that with that combined effort of everybody together, you should be able to.
Yeah, I've done a couple attempts on my own, and they're hard. They're really, really hard, and they can be expensive, and they can be, you have to plan, and everything has to go perfectly. Like one thing going wrong can just basically sabotage you completely. And so having all the people involved as opposed to having it all just on you makes it a lot more reassuring, and just you have a lot better chance, because if like we've all been there when life has come in the way of something that we have planned, either family or home emergency or day job emergency and all that stuff. And when you have a large number of people participating, somebody can pick up the slack for a week or so. Like, I mean, most of us in the set have done that for others. Somebody ends up in the hospital unexpectedly, or just gets sick for a week and just has no mental focus. And we've all just people will jump in and go, oh well, I can take care of that for you this week. If there's things that need to be done, let me know, I'll help. And it's just it's a very nice thing to have as a safety net.
That is pretty cool. Really I do like that. Oh, hello, Cool Gamer. Welcome to the show. Emergency, Rebecca says. Yes. Yeah, because that does happen. I mean, the best laid plans always end up going awry. And, you can have, as a solo author, putting out whatever work you're putting out, and you try to line it all up. And like you said, one thing doesn't go right and your whole marketing plan could tumble because of that. Yeah. So having the group dynamic is definitely helpful. And I kind of wondered, do you end up making friends with those authors and working together on future projects, maybe collaborations, or is it kind of everybody's just doing their part and you're here for this and that's it?
I think it really depends on both. Yeah, like it depends on because you do have like some authors who are there who are like, I'm just doing my stuff and I'm just here to make the list run. I'm just here to do my thing, and then poof, I'm gone. And then you do have others who are like, oh, you write similar genres. Like, how can I support you in this? Or I went into it with a friend, Mia Bishop, and I co-write together. And we have each other's backs in a lot. She lives out in the middle of nowhere. So she's one of those authors who are like, oh, I suddenly don't have internet because a storm came in, and I'll post for her, or we'll swap if we need to.
See, I love that. And we talk a lot on Spilling Ink about just having your indie tribe and how beneficial it is to, have others who not only know what you're going through as an indie author, but who are there to help and support and encourage and share and all the things that we need. It makes you feel less lonely, because writing can be a very solitary act.
So absolutely.
Like all right. So TikTok, because that one it seems like it is the hottest thing right now. Like booktok, all the different videos that are out there, the recommendation videos, the silly author videos, like TikTok has really become a driving force. And I've experienced it on a smaller scale. I haven't personally done it. I don't like TikTok. I don't understand it. I feel old saying that. But in a book that I recently released with my co-author, she's doing TikToks to go along with the book, and that seems to be really driving sales. Mm-hmm. So how are you finding TikTok, and are you comfortable with it, or are you just like, oh?
I think I have 4 TikToks up.
Okay.
And that is it. My 10-year-old understands better than I do on how to edit videos. She doesn't even have a TikTok, but she'll come down and be like, look at this video I made. And I'm like, that looks better than like 90% of the TikToks I've seen. It's definitely a new marketing area, but it's not one that I've explored a lot.
My 9-year or soon to be 9-year-old, she's all over TikTok and always making cute little videos and stuff. And she's got a restricted account, but that she can do all of these things. And I look and I'm like, how do you know how to do this? What? Like, she's editing it in and stopping and starting and putting it with music. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
I know. I haven't figured out the music part on TikTok itself.
Maybe we should get the 9 and 10-year-old on here to tell us how to do it.
I know.
I mean, they know it. They know it. Shoot, my boy child, he doesn't do TikTok. He does YouTube, but he streams from his VR to his YouTube. Again, I don't know how he does this, and I watch his channel just to make sure his videos are okay. But it's like, how is this second nature for you guys? And for me, I'm like, you make me feel old now.
Exactly.
A.L, ping me after, because I can do TikTok. Like, I understand TikTok. I mean, I'm not overly
I will be
successful
happy
on
to pick
TikTok,
your brain.
But yes, I can spend half an hour and probably save you hours of time. So, because I know tricks.
I did just get a new phone that has a pause button on the record, so you can start recording and then pause and then pick back up, which was not a thing on my old phone. So I did discover that the other day.
I can teach you how to work with TikTok pretty easily. So
awesome.
Again,
teach
mine
us,
are not
Guru.
overly successful. So, but I like, in part, a lot of TikTok is chance and consistency and doing things over and over again until something hits. And then once something hits, a lot of times something else will hit. And it's figuring out the formula. And while I don't necessarily know the formula, I know how to at least do the videos that will eventually lead to the formula. So, maybe between all of us, we could figure out, we could pool intelligence and ideas and things and get to that formula.
And I know there are some authors like that is what absolutely took their book to the next level. Raven Kennedy, Brandy, I can't pronounce her last name, but she wrote the Puppet and the Pawn and the Puppet book. There's so many that like it just catches, and then BookTok just runs with it. It's like the new blogs. I remember blogs used to be huge.
Yeah.
And that was it. You wanted to get your book in the right blogger's hands, and now it's TikTok.
Yeah. Well, and now there's reels on Facebook and shorts on YouTube. Like, everybody's trying to duplicate the TikTok style. And
you can upload your TikToks and have it go to your Instagram too. So I think I did that.
But you have to remove the TikTok watermark, and there's a trick for that too. So, but again, like, it's all these things that, like they're not hard, but if you don't know them, they're hard. Once you know them, they're not hard. But
I'll definitely be picking.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, and I had heard somewhere the statistic that between 3 and 5 videos a day is the sweet spot if you're focusing on TikTok. Any less, you might not hit the algorithm anymore, and you become marked as like a spammer. So, like, trying to stick within that 3 to 5 per day, but that's still 3 to 5 videos a day.
A lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I knew she was a witch. Yeah, I don't understand TikTok. I feel old when it comes to TikTok, so I haven't really done it, but I have seen, and it's benefiting the book that I put out with Virginia because she's doing those.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing it benefit her because she's putting in that time, and she's had somebody coach her on things to do, things to say, where the sweet spot on the videos are, and she's able to do that. And for me, it's like, it's foreign language, it's gibberish, and I'm just going, I should just get my kids to do it.
I like to watch it. I'm totally going to recruit my daughter to help me with some of this because she does have an eye for it.
Yeah.
And they are addictive. I mean, I've jumped on TikTok and next thing you know, a couple of hours have passed. I'm like, what happened? So they are addictive to watch, you know, the cute little funny short videos. But
yeah,
it's an interesting new marketing venture that we have to learn, I guess, as authors. And like you said before, blogging used to be the big thing. It was, I remember those days when trying to get, you know, the right blog tour, get the books in the right blogger's hands, get them to review, you know, a good review from the right blogger would be, you know, it.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. Those days are long gone, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's harder to get visibility. It's harder to get your name out there now. And I think, you know, overall, just harder to sell any books. You know, I had a horrific month last month, but this month it seems to have gone up a little bit. You know, at the beginning it was great, and then all of a sudden it just fell off a cliff. It was like, it was weird. It was very, very strange.
Was it doing that across the board for other authors, or is it just a, you know, an algorithm thing? Like you just fell off the algorithm for some reason and it wasn't recommending you, or because you do Amazon ads regularly, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And you've got a very visible presence on Facebook. So, I mean, those things are continual.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I have no idea what happened. And it was just like,
and that just, you know, gives more credence to the idea of these, you know, box sets where everybody is putting in the effort together, because it is a lot of work to try and do it all.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
It is. It is. Sorry about the run.
You're fine. So when you do a box set that's aiming for the lists, if you don't make the list, is it still going to be good sales for you?
I hope they're sell-through. Yes.
That's kind of a loaded question, because I think we've got authors that kind of come from all different spots in their career. So something that somebody may consider good sales for them may not be considered good sales for another author.
Mm-hmm.
But it does, you know, it equals sales.
Right.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I mean, before the box sets became a big thing on social media, there was always like these big name authors who would put out, or publishers that would use big name authors, and then one unknown author would be in the box set. And the idea, I guess, is to get their name into the spotlight because they're with all of these other big names to help them sell. So I'm wondering if, you know, say you don't make the list, it does its initial sales run, but people read the stories. That should be something that gives you a boost somewhere down the line, or hopefully new readers, or potentially new fans.
I mean, that's a hope.
All visibility is, at least all positive visibility, is good visibility. And so, you know, it's if this doesn't make the list, if I get 2 new readers out of it, that's a positive thing. I mean, hopefully I will get hundreds of new readers out of it, thousands of new readers. Hopefully we all will. But even if it's 2 new readers, you never know when 1 new reader or 2 new readers are going to be the readers that become obsessed with everything you write, and the readers who get on TikTok and talk about your books and buy everything.
You never know who the right hands are going to be.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so anything that gets my name out there and my words out there and who I am as a writer out there, like I look at that as that's worth it. At least, you know, it's worth it to me. And if there's a chance for something bigger, there's a chance to make the list. If there's a chance that will do more for me, then hey, that's an added bonus.
Right.
And that's the right mindset. I love that. any new readers are good readers. Any potential new sales are good sales. That is absolutely the right mindset to go in with, because you never know what's going to work and what doesn't in marketing. Right. Everything's a gamble. But yeah, building those connections, finding those readers who are just, there for you for everything that you publish, who can't wait to see the next book, who cheer you on when, you're thinking of taking up scorpion petting, because we all have those down days. I mean, one kind word from a reader can really turn your day around. Doesn't matter how upset you are.
Right.
Absolutely. I love to hear from the readers.
And it doesn't even have to be a lot. Just, I loved your book. That was it.
Right.
Day made.
Exactly.
I was having a bad day not too long ago, and somebody had posted on Facebook. They took a picture of my book, the Writing at the Damn Book, where I had purposefully written and crossed out words as I was talking about putting my children to bed, and I called them little terrors. And he's like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever read." And I was like, "That's it, day made. Thank you." Just that little bit.
Oh yeah.
Ultimately, I mean, that's what we want. We want people to read our words.
Absolutely. Yep. Sorry. What day was it? I had something like that happen the other day. Somebody had reached out to me and said, "I love your stuff." And it was just like, it helps, especially when you see the lack of sales or things like that. And you're like questioning, am I really going to continue this? How painful is it? And then somebody does that, and it just makes your day and makes it all worth it. So,
yeah.
Yes, you have to strike harder. And I'm not 100% myself tonight. So sorry, folks.
Well, Jane, you and I are supposed to be writing something soon.
Yes, we are. Another co-writer.
Regine says scorpion petting. Will that interfere with my current passion for bee gargling?
Oh, yeah.
You gargle.
No, I think you can do the two simultaneously. I mean,
there you go. Do scorpions like bees?
Ooh, no, I don't know.
No, I don't think they do. Oh, yeah. My old house was in a scorpion neighborhood, so we had scorpions, and you can't get rid of them. It doesn't matter where you are in the valley here. If your neighborhood has scorpions, you have scorpions. Ugh. There's no getting rid of them. And it could be, I live a mile away from the house that I used to live in, and there's no scorpions in this neighborhood, thankfully. But back where I used to live, and you got used to them after a while. But
we don't typically get them here in Colorado Springs, but Mia, where she lives in Four Corners area, she gets them.
That is something that I am now putting on my list of things to ask before I buy any other house or move any other place. And I never thought that was something I needed to put on the list, but that is definitely going on the list now.
Yeah, seriously. And in Las Vegas, that's where I'm at. It's literally like a mile away across the street. Each neighborhood is different, and it doesn't matter good neighborhood, bad neighborhood. Some of the richest neighborhoods are the ones with scorpions because they have all the water features that attract the scorpions.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really bad, and you just deal with it if you've got them, and get a bug guy to come by every month and keep them down to a minimum. And you don't walk barefoot in your house in the summer, and you have workarounds. Yeah, and I walk barefoot all the time.
I hate shoes.
I do too.
But when they're brown and the floor is brown and you can't see them until it's too late, you find some house slippers or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. How did we get on the screen? I talked about scorpion petting. I had seen that as a meme. I collect memes. And I'd seen that as a meme one time that said it was about an author. It was like, a kind word can keep an author from taking up scorpion petting. I was like, yep, that's right. That's exactly it. And yes, Regine, they do glow under a blacklight flashlight. I used to take my son out scorpion hunting in the summer.
I did not know that.
Can of bug spray in one hand, blacklight in the other, and we would go around, and yeah.
I just learned something new.
And they glow. They're like neon glow. They pop as soon as the black light hits them. Like, it's so cool. I mean, it's creepy, but it's so cool. The tree, they love the palm trees. So the tree next to my old house was this big palm that was like a just giant barrel. And it was like Christmas. All you had to do was flash the light up by the tree and it would just have little green specks of glowing crawly things all over it.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you, Rebecca. She's buttering me up for something.
She wants her book.
Jean, you and I next year, we're collaborating on something.
Yeah, we are.
Because I'll never finish the Asset series.
No.
I told you I'm blocked on that book.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Have you guys ever collaborated on a book? Either one of you?
I have. Mia Bishop and I write the Syndicate series together.
How do you like that?
It's fun. So her and I have done a couple different projects, but this is the only one that we've published. And the way we do it right now is we both write one novella in the same time frame in the same world and publish it as one.
Mm-hmm.
So there's three books out of that series right now. So it's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about that a couple of times on the show about how, collaborating, it's like a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to find the right partner to do it with.
Absolutely.
Styles have to mesh really well together, and you have to be able to deal with the conflict of agreeing or disagreeing with things that are going into the book. So it's not for everybody, but when it works, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We did beautifully on the Running from the Devil series.
That was so much fun.
How long ago was that?
I know, it was a while ago. We got to get on it.
3 years? Yeah, it was
something like that.
Pre-COVID, something like that. So yeah. So I'm
but
looking forward to
not
that.
all collabs work well.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with whether it's a good writer or not. It's just sometimes styles don't mesh.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to have this similar vision, I think, for the story.
And definitely a similar brain.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we were able to bounce off each other. She'd write a section and then I'd write a section, or she'd write 2 sections and I'd do the bridge, or I'd write something and then she'd do the bridge. It was really a great collaboration. So
yeah, and we didn't argue about much in that.
No, we only argued about the dogs, the puppies, and you won.
I don't put my foot down on much, okay, but that one I just couldn't do.
I know.
I was editing a book and I can't stand killing the animals. Kill babies, kill people. I don't care. Don't kill animals. And
Right.
as I was going through this book, there's like 4 dog deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop giving this character a dog.
Oh, yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing that I could put my foot down on, because everything else, I mean, it was, you've been a soundboard for me for a long time, and I've been a soundboard for you. So we're used to bouncing ideas and throwing things out and seeing what works. So it clicked. But again, that's that your styles have to mesh.
Yes. Yes. And I'm going to have to step away.
Patricia,
again.
have you done any collaborations or any co-writing?
I've written my best friend and I did a short series under pen names together, and we didn't really do much because in part we were doing it just to do it, to have some fun, because we were both feeling a little stuck with what we were currently writing, and we're like, we just want to write something totally ridiculous, and so let's do it and just put it in KU and put it under a pen name, and we don't care if we make any money. Like we got really cheap covers, and it was a fun project for us to do, and also just a way to see if we could collab. And so if we wanted to, at some point, work on something more serious, more real, more, that we would put out under our names. And we had a lot of fun with it. So, I mean, at some point, I hope that we will. We've talked about a few ideas for something that we could do together under our normal author names. So, hopefully. But right now, it's we both have way too much to do.
Oh, isn't that the truth? I don't know if you guys are experiencing the same thing, but it just feels like the last couple of years time is moving warp speed. There's not enough hours in the day, and there's too many things that need to be done every day. Mm-hmm. It's like ADHD on steroids almost. Like you can't get to everything, and every time you focus on one thing, something else is pulling your attention, and you're trying to juggle it all. And
I feel a lot of it lately is like I find my groove, and then something completely throws that groove off.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
In 2020, when everybody was home, I struggled so hard to write with my kids here all the time because they weren't going to school and there was no quiet. You couldn't hear the muse and write. And and even now that they're back in school, I'm still struggling to find that rhythm again and be able to write with consistency without distractions. And there's always something. There's always a distraction.
I homeschooled my daughter for 3rd grade, which was an adventure. And I'm very glad that both kids are in school now. But I was like, yeah, all right, both kids are going to school. They're going to be in school full time because my youngest was in halftime last year. And I was like, I'm going to have all this time. And then I was like, there are 2 different schools, opposite ends of the city. And I spend more time in the car than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, it's really not a long day when you think about it, because you get drop off, and then after you drop off, you get home. And if you go straight home and try to work, okay, great. But let's face it, that doesn't happen. There's, I'm already out. Might as well run the errands, get a few things done. You make it home about lunchtime. After you've had lunch, it's only an hour or so before you have to go pick them up again.
Well,
there's the day.
And I work from home. So he works from home and I work, and our desks face each other. Oh, nice. But a lot of the time, because mine's obviously more flexible, a lot of the time it's, hey, honey, can you go run and do this real quick? Can you go run and do this real quick?
Yeah, there's always something. Oh, and Rebecca, I wasn't ignoring you. Jane's back now. So, Jane, did you see the comments from
her? Yes, I did. She's
collaborating and calling her collaborator Jane because he or she is killing puppies. And Anita interviewed somebody who agrees with me on the killing animals. Okay. You don't have to agree with me. It's just, that's where I sit. I can't stand hurting the animals. Kill anything else you want to, just not the animals.
Right. I'm sorry I keep popping in and out, people. I'm just a tad under the weather right now.
No worries. So, Patricia, on the topic of like we were talking about with the distractions and finding your groove, have you found similar in the last couple of years where it feels like, I don't know, there's not 24 hours in a day anymore?
No.
Yes, but at the same time, I was also like, first of all, I have ADHD, very, very, very raging ADHD that I do treat, but is still a major issue. But I was also diagnosed with lupus in 2020. And so that makes a big difference in a lot of what I can and can't do. And really, like I have had lupus for probably 20 years, but just finally got diagnosed. And so a lot of it for me is figuring out how to work with this new normal, which is just overwhelming in terms of mental load. Like there's so many things now that I understand about my body and my health and my mental state that prior to being diagnosed, I was like, okay, well, why am I like this? And why do I feel miserable all the time? And I knew what was going on, even though the doctors would not officially diagnose me. But still, there's a whole adjustment period whenever you change something, and whether it's the pandemic or whether it's a health diagnosis or something with your family, like having a child or sending a child to college, or any of those things, like they're all adjustments. And so for me, like, I can't necessarily say if it was just the past couple of years, if it was pandemic, if it was work from home and all of that, because I had so many other changes that those in my mind are the primary cause of, yes, just not being able to focus all the time, or being pulled away, like having a really good couple of days. And then, like, for me, I'll have a really good couple of days and then I'll have a flare, and then I'll have a really bad couple of days and I'll need a few days to recover from that. And so figuring out like what parts of writing and authoring and publishing I can do on my low energy days, or my higher pain days, or my mental fog days, like all of that, that's been a really big adjustment for me. But I mean, at the same time, like, I feel like I'm making progress with that, so that things are getting a little easier. Like, there are, like, I am actually in a flare right now, and like, I can do things like research. Those are my research days, because I need to sit on the couch a lot more. I need to hunker down with a blanket and not move as much. And so those are great days for research, because, it just, I don't have to mentally process as much as I will, or as I do when I'm actually writing. And so if I'm a little extra tired, I don't need to worry about making sure my character's words are all perfect. But I can do the research, and then when I feel more mentally focused, then I have a good background, and maybe it doesn't take me away from the writing as much on those days, because ADHD had somebody posted something on Facebook that was a meme a few months ago, or a few weeks ago, that was something like, ADHD is going into your kitchen and making coffee, and then 20 minutes later suddenly realizing you're reading about Vikings and you have no coffee.
Yep.
Like, that's what it is. And so, I'm leaning into that on days that I maybe don't feel as good. Okay, well, let's see where the research takes me, and maybe I'll find something that I want to base a book around, even if it's not for another year.
That is so important. And as a fellow ADHD person, learning to work with what you can do instead of against what you can do it does make a big difference. And when the pandemic struck and we were all stuck at home, I went through such a drastic shift in my normal life, because I was also getting divorced and moving, and it was really hard for me to focus and concentrate, because I had a system that was working for a while. I wrote during certain hours of the day because those were my productive hours, but it was a natural kind of cycle that I fell into. And now I shifted everything, and I was struggling because I couldn't find the normal again. I'm productive in the evening. I'm a night owl. I work best writing until 2 or 3 in the morning. I can't write in the mornings. Doesn't matter how much I try. Can't do it. But like you, I can research during those times. So having to figure out how to work within those limitations, I can get things done, and I have gotten a lot of stuff done. But it's a constant balancing act, because there are still things that throw curveballs at you, and you have to try and figure out what to do when that happens. Or, God forbid you get a deadline and you did the procrastination thing that we're famous for. Because it seemed like it was like too hard to do, and you put it off, and it wasn't as interesting, and you put it off, and now it's, the 11th hour, and you're going to get it done because you always do. But now you're powering through as fast as humanly possible. It doesn't matter what time of day it is.
Right.
Or if you had to write for literally 24 hours straight to get it done. Yeah.
Done that.
I feel that. I'm right there with you. And adding lupus on top of that, good Lord. That's a lot of having to figure yourself out and figure out what you can and can't do.
Yeah. On the plus side, it sometimes helps me say no to things. And, most of us probably don't say no to things as much as we should.
How do you do that?
It's still not easy. It's still very, very, very difficult. But there are some times that sometimes my body does it for me. That it's just, I'm sorry, I cannot do this today. I absolutely cannot. And that has taught me, at least, I don't know, taught me but I'm starting to get practice in saying no. And I'm hoping that one day that will translate over to me being able to say no without it needing to be, oh, I can only not do this because of lupus. It's, no, I can't do this because I really can't do this. I just don't have time for this. And this is not in my priority list. Like, I'm hoping one day that will happen. It hasn't really yet, but I'm practicing.
Because I do this to myself all the time, and I'm sure you do the same thing. We procrastinate for whatever reason, and then we have days where we literally get nothing done, and there's that guilt that goes with it. Yep. And you just feel horrible because you meant to do the thing, and instead you did everything but the thing, which is still due. It still needs to be done. And you hit the end of the day and you're like, and I got to go to bed.
Yep.
And you just sit there with that guilt of, I didn't do it. Now I've screwed myself tomorrow. And it's just, oh, that's the worst. That is the worst.
Yeah. I work a full-time job in addition to writing. And, and last year I took a couple of 1 week vacations just because, hey, why not take a vacation and just write? I'll take a week off and just stay home and I'll get so much done. I'll get all of these projects done. And it was really interesting. I learned after the first one that doesn't work for me. At the end of the week, I will look back and I'll go, I was busy every single day, but nothing on my planned to-do list actually got done. What?
What was I doing?
And I finally figured out that for me, it actually works a heck of a lot better for me to take 2 weeks of half days at work, because having that need to go into my home office and I write in my home office and I do my day job in my home office, but having that I need to put in 4 hours at my day job, having that block of time helps me not just be off doing random things that are still busy and still cost me energy, but aren't the things on my to-do list. Helps me do more things on my to-do list. And that was a real epiphany for me last year. And so now that's what I do. I take half days instead of full days. And that has been life-changing.
Rebecca agrees with you. She says Patricia is a genius.
It was a hard lesson to learn. I'm pretty sure I did 2 of these weeks and still got nothing done over the course of 2 or 3 months, and then finally figured out, wait a minute, I don't know what I was doing all day. Because it's not like I was just sitting on the couch watching Netflix. I wasn't.
Right.
I don't do that. I don't know how to just do nothing. My brain doesn't work that way. But I don't know what the heck I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, time has a way of getting away from you. I mean, you start the computer up and you're like, I'm going to pay some bills. The next thing you know, you're answering emails. The next thing you know, oh, I forgot something in the kitchen. You walk to the kitchen and now you're doing the dishes and feeding the dog. And it's just this, whatever is in front of you gets done. If you don't have that I need to get this done, this block of time is for this only. And the entire day goes by and you've gotten busy work done, but you haven't gotten the actual stuff done.
Yeah.
And then you hit that wall at the end of the day where it's, for me, if I know something's due, it's like, well, now it's going to be an all-nighter. Now I'm having to pay the price. I have to force myself to sit here and finish the job. Or you end up going to bed and listening to the guilt play out until you fall asleep. And then promise yourself tomorrow's going to be different.
Yep. I wrote 30,000 words in about 18 hours last year at one point because I had a pre-order. I had a pre-order for a pen
Can't
name.
miss that pre-order deadline.
Exactly. And like, I didn't have anything else. Like, there wasn't anything else I could do. I parked myself on my office couch. I literally did not move. I told my husband, like, nope, I don't care. Whatever it is you put in front of me, I'll eat it. I don't really care. Just leave me alone. Like, just bring me food. Make sure I have alcohol from time to time. Make sure I'm not dead. Other than that, just leave me alone. And yeah, oh my God, it was like, it was, and I'm happy with how the book turned out, amazingly, but yeah, I never want to do that again.
But yeah, that's an ADHD trait, is that 11th hour pulling it out and finishing on
I was going to say, you say that you're never going to do it again, and you're going to do it again.
Yes.
And then you'll tell yourself, I'm not doing this again.
But I won't do it that
big.
I won't do it that badly.
Mm-hmm.
Like 15,000 words. Okay, I'll do that. 30, 35. Yeah, no. Yeah, that was awful.
Rebecca wants to know if you're a Gen Xer, the can-do generation.
I don't even know. I was just actually looking that up. Yes, I am. Because like all of the different labels, like I always am confused on what years they mean. But yes, I am.
They overlap. Like anything between like 79 and 82 is in that weird range.
Yeah.
Of is it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, one of the things I've learned, and I still have to practice restraint while doing it, is the gamifying my work. Sprints. I love sprints. But if I can't find sprints going on, I have to create sprints myself. And I used to use Write or Die, and it's more carrot. Actually, it's more stick than carrot. And that would piss me off after a while. Now I use Cold Turkey, which just locks my computer for whatever set amount of time so that I can't, I'm going to check my email and then go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then I try and beat my word count. I go 30 minutes and then, okay, here's my words, take a quick break, come back, next 30 minutes. Did I beat my words or not? And if I'm gamifying it that way, I've had days like you just said, 20,000 plus words in a day because you just had to hunker down and get it done. But if I hadn't used that kind of gamifying, I can spend all day on one chapter doing that utter perfection, going over every word, going over every sentence, and then things don't get done.
Right.
Oh, as Rebecca said, she visited when we did our sprint. So was it last week that we did it? I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but we didn't have a show. And I popped onto YouTube when I was supposed to be working. And I saw that another YouTuber and indie author friend was doing a productivity sprint. And I was like, oh, let me join. And I caught it at the very tail end. So they only had 20 minutes left. And I was like, dang it, I still need to do some more sprinting because I've got a lot of words to do. Every week I have a deadline I have to turn in. And she's like, well, why don't we do it on your channel? So we just did an impromptu 2-session sprint on Spilling Ink here. And it was fun. It was productive, very productive. Good. And I guess Rebecca was there doing it with us, probably after the fact, because I don't remember seeing her in the comments. But it was fun to host one. So we might have to do that a little more often.
That would be cool.
Part of that gamifying, the work, competing against other people. Yeah.
Yeah, we're both competitive people. Very much so.
Just a little. But it's not like aggressive competitive. It's
good fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you beat me, I beat you. It doesn't matter. It's just, let's see, what's the word count going to be? Who is it going to be this time?
Mm-hmm. Right. Who's going to get the top number of words, and how close am I going to get to that? Or am I going to be the top one? Yeah.
And then, have you beaten your personal best? Like, what's the most words you've gotten in 30 minutes? And, those kind of fun little statistics. But it gives that little dopamine burst that we need to get us to do the thing. Because sometimes just staring at the blinking cursor is enough of a wall to make us go, I'll do it later.
Close the thing and go do something else, and not get it done. Yes.
Yeah, and it's never intentional either. That's the hard part of it. It's never intentional. We always intend to get the work done, but it's so easy to not do.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
We kind of went off on a little tangent there.
That's right.
Well, it's nice when you've got somebody who understands, who's doing the same thing. It's like, oh, my people. And again, that goes back to what we talked about before, having your tribe, you know, the people who understand what you're going through, the people who are right there with you in the thick of it, who are struggling like you are, or who can cheer you on and, you know, come visit and do a sprint with you, you know, when you need it or they need it, that kind of a thing. Those are really helpful, you know, to us as authors.
Right. Exactly. Like,
how many times at 4:00 in the morning your time did I send you messages?
Yeah, that you sent me, and Darren goes, "Who's that pinging you?" From the other side of the bed. So, yes.
The research rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But it's so much fun.
It is.
It really is. Find so many things you didn't know you were interested in. What is the weirdest thing that you've researched? Anybody?
How long it takes eyeballs to decompose.
Ooh, eyeballs. That's a new one.
That's a good
I
one.
heard that one.
I don't remember. I know it's really quick. It's in my notes, but that was one a few years ago. I had to. We have a joke. I mean, every writer has it. You know, my FBI agents watching us. You know, I'm on the list. We named my FBI agent. His name is Agent Smithington. And so anytime I research something weird, my husband's like, what is Agent Smithington going to say about this?
Agent Smithington. That's a good name.
That's pretty good. Most of my research is romantic suspense, so it's all things that could definitely get me arrested.
Oh, ooh, those are the fun things.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, I now know exactly what it takes to qualify for FBI special field agent training, and like it is absolutely ridiculous. I used to be a triathlete and a marathoner, and I'm looking at this and I'm going, oh my God, I'd die. Like the requirements, and like there's a whole point system, and it is just and then trying to figure out, because I had a character who was trying to, he got injured and he was trying to get back onto, you know, active duty, and trying to figure out, okay, well, how many sit-ups does he have to do in the 30 seconds, and how many push-ups, because it's point based, and like for like 10 to 12 sit-ups is one amount of points, and 13 to 16 sit-ups is another amount of points, and like, okay, well, how can I make him fail but still be like a badass type thing, and you know, just oh my God, that was a very tedious exercise. It was fun, but it was tedious.
Nice. Jane, how about you?
I mean, I've done how long has somebody bled out. I've, you know, how long on different parts of the body I've had to do that. I think that was probably, and my sister used to teach the forensic science class. So she sent me a deck of all the forensic science stuff. So that was interesting.
Nice.
You know, how to cook in the medieval times, what they cooked. That was kind of interesting, but yeah, those
That's
things.
fun stuff. Let's see. Regine says, is it illegal to build any nuclear reactor or just ones above a certain size? There's a good question. That's not going to get you on any FBI lists.
No.
Anita says she researched if you can bleed to death from having your tongue cut out. Okay, so Anita, can you? Let's see. How quickly does a body cool if the head is removed post-mortem? Oh, I like that.
Interesting. and it's
I'm
not
sensing some crime thrillers
this
over there
is
that
not
Rebecca's
helping
working
my
on.
stomach.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up then, so that we don't keep you too long.
Yes.
One more time before we go. When does Rituals and Runes come out?
October 4th.
And will it be wide available or just on Amazon?
Why?
It is wide, and it does have a pre-order up right now.
Awesome. And the price for that one would be
99 cents.
99 cents.
Steal.
For 30 books. For
That's
30 books.
Such a steal. Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
And a gorgeous, gorgeous cover too.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not like that cover?
It is. It's a great cover.
Thank you all for coming. I'm sorry I was in and out.
We hope you feel better.
I do too. I don't think this was the alcohol.
Oh no.
Seriously.
All right. Well, we will let you go. We will see you again next time, Jane.
Yes.
A.L. and Patricia, thank you guys so much. It has been so fun talking with you guys.
Yep.
And
Thanks for having us.
good luck with the book. Come back and visit us
Thank
anytime.
you.
You're always welcome to come join us for an episode. And for
Awesome.
our followers out there, thanks for playing along in the comments today. Some great ones coming up. And we will be back next time with more authors to introduce you to and some more fun conversations. So until then, bye guys. Take care.